Hello children, we are going to talk about phrasal verbs and direct and indirect speech. What are phrasal verbs? They consist of a verb and another element, typically an adverb or a preposition or a combination of both. When we use phrasal verbs, we use them like normal verbs in a sentence regardless of it being regular or irregular verbs. For example, Ella tore up the letter after she read it. Their car broke down 2 miles out of town. Did the manager deal with that customer's complaint? Be sure to put on a life jacket before getting into the boat. We left out the trash for the pickup. It's time to get on the plane. What will she think up next? I am having some trouble working out the solution to this equation. Take off your shoes before you walk on the carpet. My dog likes to break out of his kennel to chase squirrels. You have an assignment here where you have options given and it will be easy for you to find the correct option. I'll give you one example. His father always taught him not to look down on those people with less. Now you can do the rest on your own in your fair notebooks. Let's talk of direct and indirect speech. What is narration? When we express someone's words in our own words, it is called indirect speech. And when we express someone's words as it is called direct speech. An example of direct speech would be, Hari said, I am very tired now. The same thing in indirect speech would be spoken as, Hari said that he was very tired then. Here, use of the conjunction that is used before the indirect statement. Pronoun has changed from I to he. The verb am has changed to was, and the adverb now has changed to then. Some rules of change of pronouns from direct to indirect speech. The first person of pronoun of reported speech is changed according to the subject of the reporting verb of the sentence. For example, he says. Says here is the reporting verb, comma, inverted comma open, I am in 9th class. The same thing in indirect speech will be spoken as, he says that he is in 9th class. Second person of pronoun of reported speech is changed according to the object of the reporting verb in the sentence. He says to me, comma, inverted comma open, you have done your work. The same thing in indirect speech will be written as, he tells me that I have done my work. The third person of the pronoun of reported speech is not changed. In direct speech, she says, he does not work hard. In indirect speech, it will go as, she says that he does not work hard. Rules of change of verb or tense. When the reporting verb is given in the present or future tense, then there will be no change in the verb or tense of the reported speech in the sentence. The teacher says, Ram performs on the stage. In indirect speech, the teacher says that Ram performs on the stage. Rule number 2. When the reporting verb is given in the past tense, then the tense of the verb of the reported speech will change into corresponding past tense. The teacher said, I am suffering from cancer. The teacher said that she was suffering from cancer. Changes from past form in an indirect speech from the verb in reported speech. Simple present changes to the simple past. Present continuous changes to the past continuous tense. The present perfect tense changes to the past perfect tense. The present perfect continuous tense changes to the past perfect continuous tense. The simple past tense changes to the past perfect tense. The past continuous tense changes to the past perfect continuous tense. In the future tense, will or shall changes to would. Can changes to could. May changes to might. Some exceptional cases of Rule 2 are when the reporting speech has a universal truth or a habitual fact, then there is no change in the tense. For example, our teacher said, the earth is round. In indirect speech, we will say, our teacher said that the earth is round. When the reporting speech has a past historical fact, then there is no change in the tense. When the reporting speech has two actions to be happening at a time, then there is no change in the tense. For example, he said my sister was making lunch when I was studying. He said that his sister was making lunch when she was studying. Here we find these number of words that change from direct to indirect. Examples are here changes to there, this changes to that, yesterday changes to the previous day, tomorrow changes to the next day, ago changes to before, hither changes to thither, etc. Here we have examples of the change in tenses. So it would be nice if you would go through this. The changes in modals. Can changes into could. For example, he said, I can drive a car. In indirect speech, he said that he could drive a car. May changes into might. He said, I may buy a computer. He said that he might buy a computer. Must changes into had to. He said, I must work hard. He said that he had to work hard. Some of the modals that do not change are would, could, might, should, ought to, and you have these various examples to understand it better. Imperative sentences are of four types: order, request, advice, and suggestion. Most commonly used verbs to join clauses together are ordered, requested, advised, and suggested. Forbid or forbade is used for negative sentences. Here also we have explanations of how sentences change from direct speech to indirect speech. Order will be ordered, request will be requested or entreated, advice will be advised or urged, never will be told or advised or forbade, direction will be directed, suggestion will be suggested to, warning will be warned. So these are some ways of how we change imperative sentences from direct to indirect speech. Exclamatory sentences express strong emotions. Interjections such as hurrah, wow, alas, oh, are used to express emotions. The word that is used as a joining clause. Rules for conversion of exclamatory direct speech sentences into indirect speech sentences. The exclamatory sentence changes into assertive sentence. Interjections are removed. Exclamation mark changes into full stop. The WH words like what and how are removed, and before the adjective of reported speech we put very. Changes of tenses, pronouns and adjectives will be according to the previous rules. Exclamatory sentences. Sorrow in reported speech will be exclaimed with sorrow, grief, or exclaimed sorrowfully or cried out. Happiness in the reported speech will become exclaimed with joy or with delight or exclaimed joyfully. Surprise in reported speech will become exclaimed with surprise, wonder, or astonishment. Appreciation and its being expressed strongly will be applauded. Interrogative sentences are questions, and the reporting verb said or said to will become asked, inquired, or demanded. If the sentence begins with an auxiliary verb, the joining clause should be if or whether. The joining clause, if the sentence begins with WH questions like what, who, why, when, where, then no conjunction is used as a question word. Itself acts as a joining clause. The punctuation would be question mark, and in the indirect speech, the punctuation will be a full stop. If a sentence is expressing a positive feeling, do or does is removed from the sentence. Helping verbs, if no is used in the interrogative sentence, do or does is changed into did or has or have becomes had. These are some examples which you should go through carefully. Imperative sentences, some examples. We said, mind your own business. We urged him to mind his own business. She said to him, consult a doctor. She suggested him to consult a doctor. He said to me, write it again. He asked me to write it again. You said to your father, please grant me leave for some time. You requested your father to grant you leave for some time. My mother said to me, never tell a lie. My mother forbade me to tell a lie. Interrogative sentences, some examples. I said to her, when do you do your homework? And in indirect speech we say, I asked her when she did her homework. No question mark here. We said to him, are you ill? We asked him if he was ill. You said to me, have you read the article? You asked me if I had read the article. She says, who is he? She says, who is he? Rashid said to me, why are you late? Rashid asked me why I was late. Exclamatory sentences. He said, hooray, I have won the match. He exclaimed with great joy that he had won the match. You said to him, what a beautiful drama you are writing. You said to him in great wonder that he was writing a beautiful drama. Some optative sentences. He said to me, may you live long. He prayed that I might live long. She said, would that I were rich. She wished that she had been rich. I said to him, would that you were here on Sunday. I wished he had been there on Sunday. This is an assignment with 10 sentences which you will need to do in your fair notebooks.